Hello there, this is Father Ken Lau, and welcome to episode 6 of Living with the Saints series. The first 4 episodes we talk about the 4 saints from Poland. Last week we talked about Saint Margaret Mary Alacoque from France. So the next 2 saints that we'll be discussing is also from France. In this week's episode, I'm going to be talking about Saint Jean-Marie Vianney, who was born on May 8, 1786 in France. Okay, and at a very young age, he already had this great desire to become a priest. And he once said that if I were a priest, I should gain many souls to God. And when he joined seminary, he really struggled with his studies, especially with the Latin language. But by the grace of God, he got ordained on August 12, 1815. And for me, I got ordained on 2015, which is the 200th anniversary of ordination to the priesthood. So he was assigned to be a parish priest in a small town called Ars, and very people would really practice their faith and go to church, and there was a lot of immorality in that small town. So he went and really prayed for the conversion of his parish. And this is what he prayed to God. He said, "My God, grant me the conversion of my parish. I am willing to suffer all my life, whatsoever it may please thee to lay upon me. Yes, even for 100 years am I prepared to endure the sharpest pains. Only let my people be converted." Okay, so he really practiced a lot of mortification, especially with regards to sleep and to food. And in fact, he would fast and he would just eat 1 or 2 potatoes a day, and sometimes he would eat a 3rd potato just for the sole purpose of his pleasure. And when I learned about that, I was just so inspired by him. But it's going to be hard for me. If it's pierogies, maybe I could do it, but not just plain potatoes. And so this is what he said also. He said that, "My friend, the devil is not greatly afraid of the discipline and other instruments of penance. That which beats him is the curtailment of one's food, drink, and sleep. There is nothing the devil fears more. Consequently, nothing is more pleasing to God." And that's why the devil once said that if there are 3 Saint Jean-Marie Vianney in the world, it will totally destroy his kingdom. Okay, and he would be in the confessional for 16 hours, and he could really read the souls of his penitents. And there was one time wherein the penitent asked him, "Why do you weep?" And Saint Jean-Marie said that, "I weep because you don't weep enough for your sins." Okay, and so he brought a lot of conversion. That's why he was being constantly attacked by the enemy, not just spiritually but also physically. And he knew that when he's being attacked strongly by the enemy, that there's a big sinner who's going to undergo conversion the following day. Okay? So he died on August 4, 1859. That's why in year 2009, we celebrated the 150th anniversary of his death, and Pope Benedict XVI proclaimed that year as Year of the Priest. He's the patron saint not just for parish priests, but for all priests because of his heroic virtue of humility, holiness, mortification, love of poverty, especially the poor, and also his great patience. And some of his famous quotes are these. Okay, he said that, "How great is the priest! The priest will only be understood in heaven. Were he understood on earth, people would die not of fear, but of love." He also said this, "When we cannot come to church, let us turn towards a tabernacle and make a spiritual communion. A wall cannot separate us from God." This quote is very applicable, especially right now because of this COVID-19 lockdown and we couldn't go to church. Okay. So his body is found to be incorrupt. So it's in Ars, France. For those who wants to know more about Saint Jean-Marie Vianney, read the book The Cure de Ars by Abby Francis Troku. Okay? And I would just like to end with a prayer that he once said. I love you, oh my God, and my only desire is to love you until the last breath of my life. I love you, oh my infinitely lovable God, and I would rather die loving you than live without loving you. Be a living saint. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, we trust in you.